In today's video, I want to show you how to get dozens of blooms from one zinnia plant. You're going to learn all about planting zinnias and how to care for them and how to cut them so that you get literally dozens of flowers off of just one plant. Welcome to the Gardenary channel. Garden plus ordinary equals Gardenary. So whether you're a beginner gardener or a garden pro who's looking to start a garden coach business, or somewhere in between, we got what you need here at Gardenary. So be sure to subscribe to the Gardenary channel, hit the bell so you get notifications every single time we drop a new video, and stay tuned because we're gonna be growing so many beautiful things like zinnias in the days to come. So let's kick it off and talk about how to get dozens of blooms, I'm not kidding, from one single zinnia plant. Let's do it. All right, first I want to cover 3 reasons why you want to grow zinnias in your garden. First, zinnias are a great pollinator attractor. So many of the things that we want to grow in the kitchen garden, like tomatoes, squash, zucchini, cucumbers, beans, so many of them benefit from having bees and butterflies swarming around them, moving the pollen from plant to plant and creating more fruit. If you've ever done studies about how much of our food supply is related to bees pollination, it's a ton. So it is our job as gardeners to provide a habitat and to provide a welcome mat for bees and butterflies in our garden. And zinnias, I have to say from my own experience, are one of the easiest, simple plants to grow that literally bring the bees and butterflies by the dozens, hundreds. I was gonna say millions, but I don't have a million bees and butterflies in here. Anyway, you get the picture. Plant your zinnias for the bees and butterflies to pollinate the rest of your garden. The second reason to grow zinnias is because, believe it or not, they're edible. Now, I wouldn't eat the middle of the plant. It's kind of a little bit, I don't know, chewy, but the flowers are all edible, every part of it, including all the petals. So I love to plant, like pick a little petal or pick a whole bloom here to throw into a salad or to put on the side of like a cutting, like a little charcuterie board or something like that, just so you can get a little fancy, you know what I mean? So zinnias are edible. They are in the aster plant family, which is the daisy family, my favorite plant family of all the plant families. So lettuces, sunflowers, all those plants are in the aster family. And zinnias are in there too, so they're edible. Second reason to put them in an edible garden. Makes sense, right? And the third reason to put zinnias in a kitchen garden is because they're cute. Am I right? I mean, in my garden photo for my book, I have these gorgeous coral zinnias coming up the side of this bed. And I have to say, besides the tomato arch, those flowers are one of the things I get asked most about. Flowers in the garden just add a layer of beauty and make the garden look a little bit more wild and free and, you know, enticing. So those are the 3 reasons to grow zinnias. Now let's get into the tip that I want to share with you to get the most blooms possible from one plant. Let me chew up my little, actually, hold on a second. All right, I'm back. Okay, so all we have to do, a couple of things you want to do to get the most amount of blooms from a plant. Number 1 is grow your own. So when you start zinnias from seed, you're gonna get so much more production. The last thing you wanna do is go buy a zinnia plant that's in full bloom at a local hardware store or a big box hardware store. Those things most likely have been sprayed with tons of Miracle-Gro or synthetic fertilizers, which makes them not healthy for the bees and butterflies, and also means that when you plant them in your garden, they're gonna sit there and be like, where is our Miracle-Gro, right? They're gonna be protesting and not producing more blooms. But when you plant your own by seed, you're gonna get tons of production because those things have grown up in the very space where they're gonna bloom and thrive. So plant by seed, and then the next thing is to make sure that you give them plenty of space. So I love putting zinnias on the outside of my raised beds, and then I'm gonna show you also where I put them in my pollinator garden. So you want to plant them where they have plenty of space to spread out. So I wouldn't put them in the middle of a garden where you're going to have big, large, and lengthy plants like tomatoes or squash or cucumbers. Put them on the edge so that as they grow and thrive, they can literally spread out, and I'm expecting this one to kind of bloom all over the front of this bed. The third thing you got to do to get tons of blooms off of a zinnia plant is cut it, believe it or not. So You could pinch back these plants earlier in their life stage, and we'll show you how to do that on a younger plant. But even on this one, as soon as this bloom opened, now I'm a little bit late because I wanted to show you in this video, but what we're going to do, as soon as the bloom opens, you want to come down to the base right as the branch spreads out. So you don't want to go lower than this, because these new branches you can see are going to produce new blooms for us. So we're going to come down here, we're going to take the stress off of the plant. So we cut right here in the center. This, of course, little lady, we're going to take inside, put it in a vase, enjoy it, eat it if we want to. And now we're going to get all these new sets of blooms. Now, each time this happens, as soon as, say, this one blooms, I'm going to come in and do the same thing. You can cut right above a leaf node where it splits like this, or you can cut at the base of the bloom. But what you want to do is make sure you continue to come in and prune and cut. Now you can see from this one plant, I'm already going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blooms, 7 actually, all from this one plant just to start. So each time these bloom, I'm going to come in, cut at the base, and then those will turn into 2 more stems that produce more blooms. So let's finish up. I want to show you some zinnias that I planted from seed about 4 weeks ago to give you a little vision of what this could look like from the very start. Let's do it. Okay, so these zinnias I started directly in the ground from seed, and you can see, so this one I just cut from was started with a plant at the same time. So I put the plant in, and you can see the growth is fairly similar, right? So sometimes we feel way behind by starting directly from seed, but the plants will catch up if the conditions are optimal. So you can see this one is getting close to being ready to bloom. Now what you can do to catch it before its first bloom, it's called pinching it back. So you can literally come here and cut right at this node and pinch it back before it blooms. Now I want to see this one bloom, but I am going to do this with a smaller plant. So I'm going to come right here above the leaf node and cut just like that. So I pause this one from blooming, but what this will do is help the plant to branch out the way that one did in the bed. So I just wanted to give you a vision. When you plant zinnias from seed, you're not going to be as behind as you think, because they will certainly catch up. And look how healthy and green these are, growing straight from seed in the ground. You're going to get so much production, so much more than if you start with a big flowering plant from the hardware store. All right, there you have it. There are 3 tips to make sure that you get dozens of blooms from your gorgeous zinnia plants. Don't forget to start from great seed, to put them in a place where they can spread out and give you tons of blooms, and then cut them regularly. Bring them inside, enjoy them, and then watch them take off all season long. I hope that you feel inspired by this video. If you're going to grow zinnias in your own garden, let us know in the comments below, and ask any questions about growing zinnias that you have. Listen, our job at Gardenary is to bring you to the next level in the garden, no matter where you're getting started. So to find out where we think you are in the garden right now, go take the Green Thumb quiz. You can find the link to the quiz right below this video. As soon as you take the quiz, we'll let you know where we think you are in terms of your level of gardening, and we'll give you free resources to help you go to the next level. Thank you so much for bringing back the kitchen garden and the zinnias with me. I'll see you next time.